Hey y'all, welcome back to another vlog. I'm Tiffany Williams, glitz&glam.tiff.com is my blog, and this vlog is going to be kind of like a catch-up walk through what's been going on, things that I got up to between like February, March, kind of like the end of February, beginning of March. I actually had to go back to my calendar again and look through some things because February, March was kind of a long time ago at this point. But I wanted to make sure I got my timeline correct with like what happened and like what went on, because as you know, I have been booked and busy all year. I feel like right now, just currently, it's a little bit of a slower time period. So I've been taking more time to just do things that I haven't had time to do, and also catch up on vlogging and catch up on sharing. So the last vlog that I shared, I was on a staycation. I also worked NBA All-Stars in LA. So I feel like actually end of February, March, there's like a lot of back and forth between like me being in San Diego, going to Orange County, and Los Angeles all at the same time. So yeah, I was at NBA All-Stars. That was February 12th through the 15th. Yeah, through the 15th. Then I came back to San Diego to the staycation. Then after the staycation, I worked an event. And then I was still in San Diego for a couple more days, and then I went up to LA. Yeah, I went back to LA for an event called Vibe, which I am going to share in here. Then I came back home to San Diego. I think, was I just for a day? No. I was back for a couple days. Yeah, I was back for a couple days, and I worked a couple of events here in San Diego. I went to a few events. I worked out a ton. I caught up on my workout and fitness, which I feel like a lot of people don't know. Or I mean, like, if you've been following me for a while, you know that I've always been workout Barbie, and I've always worked out like a ton. So having a routine recently has been kind of hard because I'm in and out of town and trying to like get stuff in. But I do walk a lot, and I do like get a lot of steps in. So I feel like I'm still in pretty good shape. I'm not doing too bad. But I was definitely on the workout grind. I went to P-Volve a lot in the beginning of the year, which is an amazing workout for just function and just like functioning in general. I did have a partnership with them for a little bit, so I would share classes and share about like the different formats that they had. So I would go take classes with them. And then at the end of February, I also got to take a spin class with a really popular spin instructor, Christina Giroux. She's from Arizona, Power and Flow. She owns that studio, and she like travels around and does spin classes and like does like master classes and a bunch of different stuff. And I've been following her for a long time, so I was just like, oh my gosh, I have to take her class. She's coming to San Diego. That's crazy. So she taught at Edge Cycle, which is in like Chula Vista, East Lake area. So I went there, and it was super good class, super challenging. I used to do spin a ton. Like I did spin at least a few times a week, like every week at one point. So I've been a little rusty, I'm not gonna lie. So like coming into this class, I was just like, we gonna do what we can do. Don't be too hard on ourselves, don't beat ourselves up, and just have fun. Like it was a fun class. Like I said, it was super challenging, but it was also good to just like be taught by an instructor that is so good at what she does and is super passionate about people and like teaching and all of that. So that's the beginning part of this video, just like taking class, going to class. And then also after that, I always love just supporting the community as much as possible, like locally. I try to share and talk about different people who are doing super cool things and like brands that I love and that I'm connected to, and just like different people that I meet at different times, because so many people have like so many small businesses here, and just are just doing amazing work for the community here in San Diego. So SDN brand, San Diego native, they have a store, and they are celebrating, has it been 2 years? I think it's been 2 years, open in this location. They had another location previously, like some years ago, but just like having a location now that you can come in and see everything that Terrence has been designing and just like what he's doing for the community. And it's not just about the store, like he's really in it with the San Diego community himself, like to just share different things. And he does like a lot of collaborations and things like that as well, and just like bringing different things to the store, bringing different mixers and like all of that. And I think it's like so cool. So I got to stop by for a little bit, and then I had to go to work. I worked with DirecTV for one of the SDFC games, San Diego Football Club. They had a game. Was it the opener? I want to say it was the opener for the season. And DirecTV is the sponsor, one of the sponsors, and they are the sponsor for the jersey. Yeah, they are on the jersey. So they're one of the main sponsors for SDFC. So I've actually worked a few games with SDFC now at this point with DirecTV, and they had activation there, and I was passing out the gift, and then telling people about the DirecTV promo, and then we had a little photo op and a whole activation and stuff like that at that time for that. And then after that, after DirecTV, I believe, oh wait, I am out of order. After DirecTV, I did a activation with a shampoo brand, and then I went to Expo West. So those are a bunch of things. I will explain more about Expo West in a second, but like that's kind of what's happening in these clips. I feel like I'm missing some stuff before that, to be honest. There's things that are out of order, so I'm gonna have to like reorder some things, and then we'll be on track. So, but enjoy these clips. I'll come back and I'll talk about more things.
in the show, but I'ma concede just what you mean to me. We here forever, at least that's what it seemed to me. That's what it seemed to me. Let me see different angles. I was down fighting demons. God brought me.
Okay, so I wasn't out of order. There's so many things that I have written in my planner from that time that, like, I had so many different meetings and, like, different things happening all at the same time. It was insane. But no, I was correct. So after DirecTV, I worked two different DirecTV events. That's what happened. Because it was the opener of the SDFC and, like, just the football club season for soccer and everything like that in February. So they had quite a few games during that time. But also, so after I went to Spin and I did the first DirecTV, which that was all in one day. I did be doing a lot of stuff in one day. I went to Spin, I went to go check out SDN store and, like, the celebration and stuff like that. And then I went to go work DirecTV event. Then the next day, I was up in LA. And I worked in an event called Vive, which is like a health care, like health has to do with, like, hospitals and, like, technology and companies connecting together that work in health and, like, hospitals and things like that. And the section that I worked in, it was like speed dating, low key, because they had these, like, 5-minute introductory meetings, and it was basically like a pitch to be able to talk about what it is that they're doing for the company, or, like, whatever their company was. And they would just, like, talk about their technology, and they talked about, like, what they wanted to bring to, whether it was a hospital or, like, specific client or, like, whatever it was. They had these meetings went on all day, and I guess they had to have a certain amount of meetings from what I understood. They also paid for these meetings, so they had to make a certain amount because it was paid for. A lot of money was spent for these meetings, and it was supposed to be one-on-one. Let me emphasize that, because some of these meetings were 3-on-1, 2-on-3, 2-and-2, 2 and 4. Like, there was people everywhere, and this space was not big. Like, the way how they had these tables and chairs set up, it was like back to back, like little booths, because the meetings were only supposed to be 5 minutes. It was not that long. It's a pitch. It's your elevator pitch to decide if the people want to work with you or talk more business later on. These people were in meetings all day. Some people were just like, I'm tired, I don't want to take this meeting. It was so funny being around these business people for, like, how many days was this? 1, 2, I think it was, like, only, like, maybe a 2 or 3 day event, to be honest. I think, I can't remember. It wasn't a super long event, but it was long days. The days were kind of long. We only worked like 8 to 5, but still, like, you go into meetings from 8 to 5. Some people have meetings, like, before that. Like, it was a long day. It's a work day of meetings. But anyway, it was hilarious because we had to play musical chairs. So my job was basically to make sure that everybody was in the meeting with whatever person that they were supposed to be with. So I would go around. I had a section, like, everybody who I was working with, we all had sections. We had our rows of people that we had to check in and out and see, like, who made their meeting, who didn't make their meeting, because we had to mark all this stuff down. We had an iPad. We had to mark things down. We had to chat with whoever it was that was, like, doing their meetings, and be like, if somebody didn't show up, like, oh, hey, like, have you heard from this person? Some people's meetings end up going online instead, because, like, there was a super big storm during this time, because it was February, so, like, there was some winter storms that were still happening and going on, so some people weren't even able to make it to the conference in general. So that was a whole thing. Some people weren't even able to be at their meetings in person, and yeah. It was just so funny being a part of this in this way. Um, and basically, it was like speed dating. Like I said, speed dating for clients. And just, it was like a lounge area. But like I said, the tables and the chairs were like back to back. They were back to back. So like they were very close together. So as soon as everybody would leave for their meeting, we would have to reset. And sometimes we had to go hunting for chairs. People stole our chairs that we were like resting in because we had to like wait for each meeting to be done. So it's like while we waited, they just gave us a chair. They said, "Oh no, you can like go take a break, come back." Make sure like everybody's in their meetings or whatever, reset. Like the client and team that we were working with, they were super cool, super chill. They were just like, if there's any issues or problems, flag us down. We got you. Because some people wanted to argue and be like, oh no, my client, I need to. I'm just like, it's supposed to be a one-on-one. But yeah, it was a whole thing. It was hilarious. Like I still laugh about it to this day because anytime I see anything about like one-on-one meetings, I just chuckle to myself because I'm like, ain't no way it's gonna be one-on-ones. It's gonna be like 3-on-1, 2-on-1, 4-on-1, 4-on-3, 4-on-2. Like it's gonna be like a basketball team against one person. It's crazy. But anyway, so that was Vibe. That was Vibe. In between that, I did have meet. So it's interesting. So the work that I do in events, I am a brand ambassador, but then I also work like conferences and I do different things like that as well. So sometimes in between gigs, I have meetings, I have interviews, I have calls that I have to be on for training deck things, like learning about whatever event is coming up next. Sometimes I have talking points that I have to remember. Um, so many different things goes into being a part of this industry that I feel like a lot of people don't know about. It just depends on like what my role in my job is. So I did have a meeting for an event that actually happened. I think was that the beginning of March. I think it was the beginning of March. Yeah, because it was like after Expo West, which yep, kind of the beginning, like second week, first week of March, and I'll share more about that later. But yeah, so it's like a lot of things that go into brand ambassador work and then just working in events, just period, that people probably have no idea about. So that's why I'm sharing different things. But yeah, so after Vive, I came back home and I worked another DirecTV event, and I also attended a Black History Month block party with SoulCycle, which SoulCycle sadly is no longer in San Diego anymore, but I'm happy that they were able to do this event and just share Black businesses and like different things in San Diego as well, because like I said, I love to support the community. I love seeing what's out there and sharing it with y'all. So at the block party, they had quite a few different Black businesses that were able to be a part of it and just like shared their brand. And there was a lady selling lemonade, which was super good. She had lemonade. One of my friends who does a Pray Dreams, she was able to sell her jewelry there. And there were just like different other people that had their businesses or just like information, and they also were raising funds for, I believe it was something in STEM. Like there was an organization that they were raising money for, and giving like proceeds like from this actual ride for that. So it was a really cool event. It was really cool to be a part of and be able to participate and ride. And of course, I always end up on a bike somehow because I love spin. And also the instructors, I know them personally. Maya and Alexis, they were super, super, super cool. It was super cool to just be in the class with them, and also having just like a big group of Black people in a SoulCycle class. That doesn't happen often, not here in San Diego anyway, or just like in general in like workout classes. So it's super cool to see that at any point in time, and I love just being around my people. But anyway, so that's what happened in the clips that are coming up next. And then after that, I did work um, another event with Not Your Mothers, and that was at San Diego State. They had a pop up at, like, actually on the campus. It was on the campus, and we did a whole giveaway thing on campus, and it was super cool, super fun. And we gave away shampoos, conditioners. They had like different other like testers for the Not Your Mother's brand. And it was a super cute activation. So you'll see that. And then I'll be back to talk about Expo West, because Expo West was huge. And it was my first time ever working it. I heard so many things and I was excited. So we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Oh, hello, Papa.
Okay, so after the Not Your Mother's pop up at SDSU, I went up to Orange County for Expo West, which, if you've never heard of Expo West before, it's a natural products and what is it called? Natural products and something expo. But it's all like the health foods and like health brands. They all come together for this huge expo once a year. And I think they have like other things that are along with it, but it's like their Super Bowl and like their like big, huge like consumer, not really consumer, because it's like people that are behind the scenes, like buyers, people that are in the industry. They all come together, they try out the different products and see like what they want to bring to the market, basically. And it's also just like sharing what's new, what's coming onto the market, and you get to see things before anybody else does. So I feel like I got to try so many different things that I now see in store. I'm like, oh my gosh, I tried that at Expo West, and then I see it in store. I'm like, that's so funny. But yeah, no, this is a really big event. It's a really big deal, and I was super grateful to even be considered working for it. I worked with Cloud, which, if you don't know, it's Khloe Kardashian's brand of popcorn. Well, it started off with popcorn. Now there's chips. I think they may be bringing other stuff, because they shared some stuff with us like while we were working it. But it started off with a protein popcorn, and now they have protein chips, which I actually have some chips. I bought some the other day. They're actually pretty good. They have the popcorn, protein chips, and they're in so many different stores now. I believe they have the individual bags in Starbucks that you can buy for the popcorn. The chips just launched like a few months ago, I believe now. And then I know there's like a new chip that they just launched too. But during Expo West, we were just sampling popcorn, and then they were testing chips with like kind of insiders and like people, just to like share with them like what was coming to the market before they actually launched it, because I wasn't launched at that time, so nobody knew about the chips. But we did give some sneak peeks to people because they allowed us to, but it wasn't like open to the public for people to know that, oh, chips are coming. So it was really cool, and there were so many brands that I loved that were there. So I definitely explored and took the time to just like try out different things or try out different brands that I've seen before and had never really had um the moment or like funds to buy, because some things be expensive, y'all. I can't be buying everything. Like there's so many. Listen, I'm a huge consumer. I love food. I love trying stuff, but I know I can't buy everything. I know I can't have everything in my house. So whenever I go to these type of events, and whenever I'm just like at events in general, and there's like different things that I've seen that I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful to be here. Like, can I try this? I do what I can. And then also like our team and stuff like that, they're like, no, try stuff, like go take a break, because it was a pretty long day. Like the days were long, there were so many people, it was packed. Like I was in like one of the main like expo halls where everybody comes over to try things, and so it's just like you're shoulder to shoulder, like bumper to bumper in traffic trying to get through people. It was absolutely insane. And also the just so backing up, this event is held at the Anaheim Convention Center, which is huge. They have two sides, but then there's also lower levels, and then there's upper floors, and there was literally things like wall to ceiling, and there's even stuff outside happening at this event. So there was so much to see. I didn't even get to see half the things, to be honest. And there was like things that I missed and like sections and stuff. But I had so many things that I brought home with me when it came to the samples. There's like full size things. I had a jar of pickles that was given to me. Big old just cases of drinks, waters, so many things. Everything was heavy. Getting it into my car was insane. Next time I'm bringing a wagon. I was not prepared, but I learned, bring a wagon. But I had bags that I was just like carrying out of this expo. It was crazy, but it was definitely a fun experience. And like I said, super grateful to be able to work it, and then also be able to share it with y'all just in case like you're interested, because I think you can get tickets to stuff like this, but I feel like you have to be like some type of insider or something. I'm not really sure like how you get into it, to be honest. But they also had like events outside of it. Like every morning there was like some type of wellness thing. They had yoga on one morning. They had like some type of workout class, like each day in the courtyard area. So it was pretty cool. And it was, like I said, fun event to be a part of. Also during this week, it was so funny because usually during events like conferences, things like that, like just depending on like what time things are at or like what time I have to be at work. I think I've mentioned this before. Like I like to hang out with people, but then sometimes it'd be too late and then I have to be at work way too early, and I'd be like, listen, I'm gonna have to hang out with y'all another time. But this time it was like, we had good enough time to be able to hang out and stuff. So I said, sure, why not? So we decided to do Dave and Buster's. And I hadn't been to Dave and Buster's in a really long time, and there was one that wasn't too far from the convention center. So we met up there, ate and stuff, had food and drinks, and then we played games. And we all went in on one card and just like used it for the whole night. I think somebody still has the card. I think Alejandro does. But yeah. We went in on one card and played a ton of games. And there was this one section, I don't know if you've been to Dave & Buster's in a while, but I feel like they've been adding things in that I've never seen before. Like there's this one area called the arena, and they have like these like face-off games that I was just like, what? This is so cool. So like basically split up into teams, because how many of us was it? Was there like 6 to 8 of us there together? Listen, we be rolling deep. Sometimes it'd be 10 to 12 people just like all hanging out all at once. It's insane. or that's like how it starts, and then everybody kind of like trickles off or like goes does their separate things. But no, there was like I want to say maybe 8 to 10 of us here. But then like by the end of the night, it might have been like 4 to 6. I can't remember. But anyway, so we kind of just like split up into teams and played in the arena. And so we did that, and then we played like some other games, and then went about our business, and then saw each other the next day, like at work and stuff like that. But no, it was fun. It was fun to just like hang out for a little bit, act like a kid, and all of that. And then yeah, so Expo West, like it went on. How many days was Expo West? That was one, two. Oh, it was just 3 days. It was a 3-day event. And then I went back home after that. But yeah, that was kind of, that's what you're gonna see next in the next clip. So as you saw, I had bags and bags of things from Expo West. It was crazy. But like I said, it was a fun time. It was super fun. And I'm super grateful that I was able to work the event. And I hope that I can work it again next year. Because it's, like I said, this happens once a year here in Anaheim. And it's a big deal. Like seeing the way how the brands like go all out and their booths and stuff. Like there was some interesting, like super cool booths that the brands have put together, and they really put a ton of money behind the marketing and like just getting their brand out there and getting their product out there, and just having the people come in and like want to distribute, because like I know even people that were coming over to the cloud booth, like there's people from Costco, there's people from like all these different retailers that were just like, we want the brand in our store, and like so many people, like so many pitches and like meetings, and like the CEO was there just like talking and like um giving insight, and just like they were doing their pitches and like all that stuff. So it's interesting being in this world and just like hearing about the business behind everything, and just seeing like what goes into it, because there's so many things that I feel like a lot of people don't know, and it's just interesting to just kind of be around it and just be a part of it in some way, and just soak it all in, honestly, because there's so many things that I would have never known until getting into this industry, and just kind of seeing like the ins and outs, and just kind of learning. Like I'll just be listening in sometimes and just be soaking it in, like without people even knowing. I'm not being nosy. I just like to learn, especially like in marketing and like consumer goods and products and services and just all of that kind of stuff. It's very interesting to me. But yeah, that's the end of this vlog. Next vlog, let's see, what am I talking about? I think next vlog I'll probably be talking about San Jose, which was my first time traveling to San Jose. I had never been there before. It was an interesting experience, I will say. It's funny, like working with different agencies, which I'll probably talk about that at some point too. Every agency is not created equal. Every client is not created equal. Some clients are better than others. Some agencies are better than others. The way how different people treat their people is interesting. Human beings are interesting. But yeah. That's what I'm going to say on that. Thank you so much for watching this vlog. I feel like just me kind of going through and like talking about my adventures, because the way how life has been for me in the past couple of years, I ain't got it together. I ain't gonna lie. Figuring it out. But, you live and you learn. I'm still out here doing the best I can with what I got and putting the best foot forward. And that's all we can do, Just try your best every day. Try your best every day. And yeah, I'm doing the thing. But no, I'm super excited to keep sharing with y'all. And if you like what you see, if you love what you've been seeing lately, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, join the party, join me, stick around, and stay a while, I'll talk to y'all soon though. Okay? Bye.